Well, if I start what I'm about ready to do, there's no turning back. So let's put some nicer seats in this truck. So here's where I'm at right now. So I want nicer seats in the truck, and the old brown seats laying on the bed, those got like mouse smell and junk and stuff keeps falling out of them, and horsehair and broken springs and split upholstery, and that's not going to be something nice to ride in, and I really don't want to ride in all the way to Indiana. So I want nicer seats in the truck. So let me show you what I've done. This is where I'm going to get some hate. So if you want to hate, go ahead and hate in the comments. I understand it's not going to be original when I'm done. Notice this is a center console out of a GM pickup truck, and those seats right there are out of a GM pickup truck. Now, the reason I chose these seats is because these are out of an early 2000s, very similar to my Duramax, if you're familiar with that truck on the channel. Shoulder belts, right? I didn't want to mount shoulder belts in the corner of the cab, and my wife said she would like to have seat belts, and for my son to ride with me, it would be nice for him to have seat belts. So I wanted to put seat belts in because I want my boy to ride with me. You guys can complain all you want to, I'm doing it. These have shoulder belts made into the seat, so I don't have to mount anything in the corner of the cab. The problem with it is, though, is that the original seat pedestal is welded to the floor of the truck. And so let me show you what I'm talking about here. So you can see I've got my milk crate in there so I can kind of judge my height I want on everything. That right there, I've got some lines drawn, and I know what them lines mean. But I'm going to have to cut some stuff because this is too high. So I mount that seat up there, and I am sitting like, time I get on the seat, I'm way up here and my head's getting ready to touch the ceiling. That's no bueno. So I need to cut this, fold it down, make it look nice, make my bracket work, right? Do everything that needs to be done. But if I do that, I've got to cut this. And if I cut this, if I go to put the old seat back in, I got to weld all this back together. Not saying I can't do that, but I don't know which one would be harder at that point, finishing this job or putting the old ones back in. So I'm going to fire up the tool here in a second and start cutting this out. I've got a line drawn all the way across there, but that's my line where it's got a bend. For the first, I'm going to try 2 different levels on this because, you know, you can't make it taller after you cut it. I think it needs to be shorter than that line, but we'll see. I've got masking tape around the other side too. And then after I do that, I'll be able to vacuum all this out, lay my bracket in here, everything will be good. And I'm probably going to mount to this bolt and that bolt over there as well, along with mounting to this original pedestal. That way the seats are, and the cool thing is the driver's seat is power, so I'm going to have to get me some power over here. Not too bad. So let's get started, I guess. Okay, here we go.
So if you're looking here, you can notice I've been up to some other stuff too. So anyways, I've got a bracket over there, and that's for a whole nother video, and we'll talk about that in a bit on a different video. Then I got the kill mat on the back wall, which this really got rid of the gong effect on the inside of the truck. But what this video is about, I'm having a hard time keeping them all together, guys, because I've been doing so much here lately. So we cut down the seat pedestal. I've got me a nice little frame here that I built, and I'm gonna kind of take the camera around the different mounting locations and show you what I've done. So here we go. So I took a thin piece of metal here and bent it down to kind of hide my cut, which these spot welds here, you won't see them because the new seat hides it. And of course I painted it international red. I've got some 5/16 bolts. I got 4 of them across the front of it. You can see the other one all the way over there. And I've got 2 3/8, one here and one over there. And I got 2 of them I still got to put in that go right down there through the floor. So I'll get them put in real quick. I built this out of 1.5" angle, 3/16 thick, so it's plenty strong enough for the seat to be bolted to, and should work good as far as, you know, seat belts and all that good stuff. It's attached, and of course I've got my bracket right there I made for, that's electrical, and then there's something else gets mounted there, and that's another video. Drilled me some holes for the grommets that's going underneath this seat. So yeah, so let me go ahead and put those 2 bolts right there in, and then we'll get the center console and put it up in there because it has to go in first. Okay, so because I've got stuff going on the driver's side, we're gonna put the passenger side seat in next, and then I'll start running my bolts through, because the way the Silverado seats work is the center console goes in first and the bolt comes up through the bottom and bolts down the foot of this, and it'll go through the mount that's on the seat itself. So I might send my bolts down. So let me get the seat in there. Thing's not playing fair. There we go. That's in. So I'm gonna have to take it back out here after a bit to work on the stuff underneath. But I want to get everything mounted up in there and check the seat to see how it is. I don't have power, even though I got a power seat, but I've got a DeWalt battery right here, and I'll show you what I've got done to be able to operate with that. So let me get the seat, throw it in there. I'm going to toss a couple bolts in that, and I'm going to show you guys how I've got the electric hooked up. So I bought this pigtail. Guy was parting out a truck, 10 bucks. And it's got all this other stuff in there for heated seats and everything else. We don't need any of that. What I do have is there's an orange and a black, and I've got them tied to a green and a brown trailer wire right now just to give me some excess. I'll fix all this better later. But that plug-in plugs into this seat frame right here, and that gives you your power for your seats and stuff. Now, battery-wise, if you look on your battery, it has this side right here is B positive and that's B negative. And all the stuff in between I'm not worried about. So where I've got the black tied to the brown, I'm going to stick it, I got a blade terminal on here, I'm going to stick it in B negative. Now where I've got the green tied to the red, I'm going to stick it in B positive. And so that right there should give me power seats. And so now it's all the way back. I can get to the front bolts. So I'm gonna put those in and we'll see what we think here in a second. Well, so there it is. Home sweet home for our trip. So let me set up in here and oh, I got that milk crate now. Man, I really need to put steps in this thing. So I've got some a little bit of room between the belly. I've got it leaned backwards comfortable. I could scoot back a little further, but I'd have to sit more upright, and that right there is pretty comfortable. Foot placement wise, foot falls right on the throttle, lift a little bit for the brake. I do have some upward movement in the seat, so I can like raise my knee up a little bit. That's better, it keeps my thigh up so I don't have to feel like I got to raise up as far. And then of course the clutches. But I still feel like I've got plenty of room to get around. Maybe I need to eat a few more salads. That might do the trick. But it pretty good shape. It actually is a little far forward from what I wanted. I'd like to scoot back a little further, but the problem with that is, and you'll see over there, is the seat belt portion of the seat actually hits the back corner of the cab, and we gnawed some of that out to allow me what I do have, and we've still got another inch between the seat and the rear wall. So maybe we'll do something else later to get that extra inch. I don't know yet, but get back down out of here. Doing that one-handed holding the camera can be kind of difficult sometimes. So, but it is far more comfortable than the old seat. As you can see, I went ahead and replaced the top of that center console while we had it out. But and we got kill mat on the back wall, like you've seen, so that's done. We may do kill mat in the doors. I may do it, oh, hit that thing. I may do it up in the ceiling. But it doesn't dong like it used to. So let me put the door down and we're gonna look at the list. All right, so the list, the kill mat. We might do more, but we done the primary one, which is the back wall. The seat is done. So now it is electric, air management, and a radiator. And I already know what I'm gonna do with this radiator. It's probably not the right thing to do, but I'm gonna put some K-seal in the radiator, and I think that'll be fine for the trip. And we're gonna do a few other things as well. Gauges aren't completely done now because I think I'm gonna add a tack because I'd like to know what my RPMs are on the way there and back, since my speedometer don't really work the greatest. I need to make my cheat sheet for the speedo though. But anyways, yeah, a couple more things left to go, and we're headed for Indiana. So if you guys haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button, and you'll get to see us make this trip, because I've got this weekend, which I got a couple days left because this is Friday. I got the following weekend, and then the weekend after that, and then the next weekend we are leaving that weekend. I think I can have this stuff done in that amount of time, so we might be all right. This might actually happen. So guys, we'll see you on the next one.